My name is Darryl Lopes. I'm a domain broker. I live and work in the Cayman Islands, and I'm originally from South Africa. I used to be a sales representative in a camping store selling camping equipment, knives, air rifles, chairs, tents, and I started on floor sales, and I worked my way to online sales, and I did that for a year and a half. It was an interesting time in my life. I was learning a lot on how to live with my family and meet people and friends. But I decided that's not what I wanted to do, and at night I used to read about domain names, websites and URLs, and I got to understand them. So my mom would pick me up at day-to-day life. So we'd go from in the morning, we would start our day. I'd go to work at 7 o'clock, end at like 5 o'clock, and then from there, you get ready for bed, you have dinner, family, and then what I used to do for about 2-3 hours at night, maybe longer, depending on what I was feeling. I used to read up and explore what domain names were, and I used to build websites on the side for friends and family. And then I realized this guy called Danny Batulek, he used to just build, not just build websites, he used just to sell the domain names. So I was like, I used to build websites and it used to take a month to make, and you have to make the corrections, change the logos, you have to change the color of the font, the text, and it was really, really difficult. And then eventually on that month, you would get paid. But with domain names, what you can do is if you have a really good domain name, you can sell just that descriptive word, that idea, that saying, that brandable domain, and you can sell it for lots of money and get the same results within 7 days or less. So what I did is I've been doing it for like 2 or 3 years. After hours from my other job, I had to quit my job, and I didn't have a job, and my new job was actually to get a job. So I didn't burn my bridges. My boss was great, all the people I worked with were great, but I had to get out of there because that's not what I felt like I was trying to do. So what I did is I learned mistakes. I bought domain names, I bought websites, and I did stupid mistakes. It wasn't my favorite, pastime because I would be losing money, and it was an interesting part of my life because my dad moved to Zambia, so it was my mom, my brother, and me just by ourselves, and we were, all we had. So my mom and my brother, they had to learn about domain names too. They had to put up with me. But what happened was one night I saw an email. Or it wasn't an email, it was a blog post, okay? A blog post on a website that I used to read about the domains.com, and it's still there. The email or the blog post is still there, and you actually can go read it, it's still online. And it said you can come work for this company called Domain Name Sales, but you had to, the clause is you have to come and actually move to the Cayman Islands, okay? So you have to come and move to the Cayman Islands. I spent probably from 12 o'clock at night till 2 a.m. writing this email to this guy called Jeff Gabriel, and I sent him an email and I got no reply, and I sent him another email, I got no reply, and I followed up with him. One day I was going to go to bed and I said, I'll send him one more email. It was like 9 o'clock at night, send him an email. Next morning I woke up, the next day he says we have a meeting. I was like, okay, great. Had to leave work early, got the meeting, it was maybe half an hour, got another meeting with the sales director Dan. I passed that and they said, okay, you have a month trial. So I was like, okay, cool, let's learn about domains. It took me a month to sell my first domain on a payment plan. I think they took pity in me, but I made a sale. Made one sale, you make one sale, now you know it's possible. So I got I had to book a flight. It took me another month just to get my flight and visa sorted out just to travel through the UK. I traveled from the UK all the way out of South Africa, UK, to the Cayman Islands. So this is how it happened. I got my visa on the same day that the flight left so the visa came at like 8 o'clock in the morning. My flight was 4 o'clock that afternoon. I booked it months in advance and just lined up. I'd say goodbye to my mom and my brother, and my mom's like, if you don't like it, you can have a 10-day holiday and come back. I didn't even have the money to pay for the flight. I had to borrow $3,000 from my uncle to pay for the flight, and I paid him back on the first month I got back and started working for Domain Name Sales. And I've been here for almost 4 years in June. I started June 2013. I've sold millions of dollars of domains now. and I want to become a domain expert. I want people to get answers from me and learn from my life experiences. That's the origin of my story, and I'm still continuing. I've always wanted to be on 7 Mile. I read Frank Schilling's blog. My sales manager, director, the owner of the company, I used to read his blog called 7 Mile Blog, and now I'm now living on 7 Mile, and things can't be better.